Let me jump right in. The live action Attack on Titan movie is awful from both a standalone movie aspect and an anime adaptation aspect. I can respect doing your own thing, adapting the story in a way that fits the movie format better. Those are typically the adaptations that do better. But this was just awful. However, before we get into why this movie was absolutely abysmal, I have a message from Twitter user Meister, aka probably the biggest Attack on Titan fan I know.
The original manga of Attack on Titan is of course the definitive version of the series, but the live-action movie, as horrible as it is, started production in 2011, before the release of the anime 2 years later. It was eventually able to tell a complete story in 2 parts, despite at one point coming to a stop, which is actually praiseworthy considering everything else about this abomination.
They really went off and did their own thing just using an Attack on Titan likeness. And it all started with the first scene showing Armin without blonde hair. Alright, that's pretty nitpicky. Not a big deal. But let's just talk through some of the changed details. There isn't a youth part of the story. Everything happens with the characters being the same age, from the beginning to the time that Eren transforms into a Titan. Armin, for some reason, invents stuff. I suppose it's a way of trying to show that Armin is smart. You know how in the manga Armin reads a book about the ocean, and that's how they start questioning if it's really there and how they want to see it someday? Well, that's not how they find out about the ocean in the movie. Nope, they are hanging around a bomb when they see painted on that bomb a lady in a bikini with blue around her. And they're just like, yeah, the ocean exists because of this random painting of blue on a bomb. Let's go see it someday. Also, you remember how Eren saves Mikasa and through her trauma gives her his scarf? Not in this movie. She sneezes, so Eren, I guess, assumes she's cold and gives her his scarf. The CGI in this movie is hilariously bad, but I'll talk more about that in a minute. I do have some praise for it. Even with the CGI being terrible, though, there's something extremely terrifying about these giant people in makeup. Like, these are straight up nightmare fuel. The intro to the Titans, though, is extremely intense. Probably more intense than the anime. People are out here unaliving themselves out of fear. Titans are pulling people out of buildings and alleys like fish in a barrel. People are getting ran over and babies are being left in the streets. And then one of the most surprising changes. Mikasa gets left outside and Eren gets dragged into a building. The people won't let him out, so he's just screaming, trying to get out to get to her. He gets pulled to the ground and then Mikasa just gets exploded. Like, more than just the change of events that happen in this movie, none of the characters really feel like their anime counterparts. They tried to make up for personality traits with the little quirks to a character, like Eren hates Titans, Armin is smart, Mikasa has a scarf and she's badass. I'll get to that in a second. And I really didn't need to see Sasha scarf down mashed potatoes for a whole minute.
さあ、倍してきた。爆薬を作るための物資ももうない。残るは表町にある。僕たちが失敗したら。
But yeah, Sasha still likes potatoes. And John still wants to fight Eren. That's it. That's how they build these characters. The live action is also more modern. As the scouts are about to leave, they say, "Don't raise your voices so the Titans won't hear us." Yet they have like armored cars and trucks. Back on the topic of CGI. They used the normal procedure of dark scenes to hide how bad the CGI is, mainly used for the world and the stranger looking Titans, like the baby Titan who coos while it eats people. They add in this random dude. He may be an actual character, but I'll be honest with you, I don't remember him. But anyways, he sumo wrestles a Titan and actually manages to throw it even though it's like 20 times his size. And then we find out Mikasa wasn't exploded. She just disappeared and went through scout training on her own, and apparently Levi trained her. At this point, I'm assuming it's Levi because they never say his name, and it just fits, I guess. I really just want to stop watching this movie now. This is unbearable. We then get this really awkward scene where Levi feeds Mikasa an apple in front of Eren. Now Eren is screaming and crying because some other man was feeding Mikasa an apple. Some chick comes to comfort Eren and then takes him to a remote location where there's another couple about to get dirty. And in front of this couple, groping each other, this chick tells Eren that she volunteered for scouts for child support money and then tries to seduce Eren. We then have this Titan staring at her ass. What the fuck is this movie? The sumo dude has done more than Eren. He's honestly my favorite character in this movie, as he just starts axing Titans in their ankles. Levi is just watching people die. Mikasa just leaves Eren to die. Eren saves Armin's life, and you know the deal. He gets eaten and his arm flies out of the Titan's mouth, and Armin's just like, "Here, Mikasa, take this arm. I hope you like it." Anyways, Titans with minimum CGI are definitely the highlight of this movie, though. It's just people in suits with makeup on, and it actually isn't bad. Like, this whole sequence of Eren fighting other Titans is actually pretty fun. But why does this dude and Mikasa just know that the Titan is Eren? Like, and then the movie just ends. And it was a bad movie. It was not an enjoyable experience. If I have to recommend this movie, which I typically wouldn't, but if I did, I would recommend watching it with a group of friends so you can laugh at it. I unfortunately didn't. I sat down and watched this movie through and through by myself, and it was a painful experience. But what's that? What do you mean there's an Attack on Titan the movie part 2? Please don't make me do anything but watching another one of these trash piles. Well, I guess the next video is Attack on Titan the movie part 2.